I'm Lea. Thanks for joining for our 20-minute advanced flow. We'll start seated. So come on down to your seats, crossed legs, and just close the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Feel the tailbone root down and the crown of the head rise. And then open the mouth, exhale out. Take your left hand out to the left side, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, and as you tip to the left side, begin to open the eyes. Root your right sitting bone down deeply into the mat, into the earth. You can bend the left elbow straight back in towards your side waist, and then keep reaching through those right fingertips, really concentrating on opening the side body today. And then take that right hand behind your head. The right elbow will bend and open up a little bit towards the ceiling, opening the underarm, and the underside of the tricep, the inner line of the arm. Stay rooted in the right hip. Open one more breath, inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna take your right elbow towards your left knee, a little bit of a twist. Keep pressing down through that right sitting bone. So the back of the pelvis is still wide and square, finding symmetry in the two halves of the sacrum. One more breath here. Right elbow moving towards the left knee, kind of an up and over curve, widening the back of the pelvis. And then release that right hand, walk yourself forward, hands onto the mat, drop the crown of the head, the forehead towards the mat, soften into your outer hips, take a breath in, and a breath out. And then walk your hands back up for a little support and switching sides. Right hand out to the right side, left hand reaches high. And then bend the right elbows kind of towards your right hip, in towards the right waist. Reach up a little bit taller through the left fingertips, and then begin your curve over, deepening towards the right, dropping the left sitting bone into the earth. One more breath here. Inhale. And then exhale, take the hand behind the head, and then open up towards the ceiling. Feeling that area in the armpit, the underside of the arm, begin to open, sending the elbows back behind you as you keep rooting down through your left hip crease. Full breath in, and then exhale, take the left elbow towards the right knee, taking a little spiral action so the elbow doesn't need to actually touch the knee, right? Just sending it in that direction and then widening through the sacral plate in the back. So both sides of the sacrum moving to their respective sides of the body, widening. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then come back up, upright. Take your hands right behind you, fingertips facing the seat. Roll the heads of the arm bones back. Draw your inner elbows towards each other. Puff up the chest just slightly. Broaden through your collarbones. Breath in. And as you exhale, shift the weight forward onto your shins. Lift the seat a little bit. Keep rolling the heads of the arm bones back, stretching through the biceps. Now, one more breath. Inhale. And exhale, the seat slightly down. Walk your hands over the shins. Come to all fours. We're going to extend the left leg back behind us, off the ground, parallel with the floor. Reach the right arm in front of you. Take a breath in and reach to your fingers and your heel. And then exhale, elbow to knee, a rounded cat spine. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, take the elbow to the knee, cat spine. Inhale, reach long. And then step the right foot, right hand down, tuck the right toes under, and then lift up, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, open the hip and bend the knee of that top leg, left leg. Keep reaching back through the right sitting bone, through the right heel. Inhale. And exhale, square it off, look forward, step the left foot through, high lunge, press into your feet to lift the torso. Inhale here. And then exhale, bend the elbows in both knees, a little tuck of the pelvis. And then exhale, straighten the arms, straighten the back leg. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, bend knees, elbows right out to the side. And then straighten into that leg. And then bend only the elbows this time. Lift the pubic bone up, lift the skin of the belly up, and take a little bit of a back bend Hug the outer hips in. Palms spread wide. And then exhale. Take the hands down to the earth. Lift up through the hips and begin to straighten that left leg. Any amount, doesn't need to go all the way straight. Fold in, breathe. Exhale. And then re-bend your left knee, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Soften the knees to the earth. Walk your hands back, one hand print. Right leg this time extends to the back, left arm in front of you. Reach through the heel, reach through the fingers. Take your inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow. Hover in. Draw the lower belly in and up. Inhale, reach long. And then exhale, round in. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, left hand down, tuck the left toes under, lift the belly up, three-legged dog. Reach through your right heel, squaring off the hips. Exhale, open the hips and bend the right knee, pressing equally into both hands, spreading the hands wide. Inhale here, and then exhale, square off the hips, look forward, step the right foot right in between the hands, high lunge. Ground your feet as you lift your fingertips towards the sky. Bend your back knee, bend both elbows out to the side. Think of pubic bone moving forward in space slightly, tailbone tucking under, and then reach the hands, straighten the back leg. Inhale, find a little more length. Exhale, bend the back knee, elbows straight out to the side, collarbones wide. Inhale, back leg goes straight. And then bend your elbows out to the side and then take your focus to the pubic bone, right? So a little bit of a lift up and in to take the beginnings of a back bend. Just an upper back bend, heart open, breath in, and breath out. Circle the arms down, touch down with the fingertips, lift the hips high, and move them a little back in space to find a lengthening behind the right leg. Let the head go for a breath. Inhale, back heel is lifted, and exhale. And re-bend your front knee, plant the hands and find your downward facing. Inhale here. Exhale deeply. We're gonna look forward, bend through the knees and land in a high malasana. So feet right outside the hands, hips are high, and then slowly lower the hips, sending your knees wide. Same arm pattern that we did at the beginning. So take your left hand out to the side, left outer arm, tricep, shoulder area, and inner left knee connected. And that connection will help you send the left knee over the outside edge of the foot. And then you take your curve up and over to the left. Breathe in. And breathe out, keep dropping the hips. Feeling the widening stretch on the QL, the right side. So deep, low into that lower back and outer hip area. Keep sitting that hip down. That's your anchoring point. Take your right hand behind your head and then begin to open up towards the ceiling. Breath in. And exhale, right elbow towards the left inner arch. Keep widening through that back. Lower back on the right side, the right knee moving out to the right side. Over the edge of the foot. And switching sides, come back to a neutral spine. Take the right arm out to the right side, connection with the outer edge of your right tricep, inner right knee. And reach the left arm up and over, sitting the hips low, and then working the knees towards the back of your space. One more breath here. And then take the hand behind the head, let the head lean back, opening up through this inner line of the arm. And then exhale, elbow towards the inner arch of the right foot. Keep working the left knee back in space and dropping the hips. And then exhale, take the hands down to the ground, come to center, lift the hips high, and then start to heel toe your feet in towards each other. Bring your hands to your shins, lift the belly, lift the heart. Inhale, look forward halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, press into your shins, lift the kneecaps, lift through your belly, lift through your heart, and then exhale, fold. This time we're coming All the way up, press into the shins, lift belly, lift heart. Inhale, reach the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your prayer up overhead. Exhale, fly forward. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank and lower halfway. Lift the belly, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, upward facing dog, wide collarbones. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Reach your right leg high into the air. And then step it forward, high lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, shift the heart and torso forward. Warrior three, reaching your fingers towards the front of the room, reaching the heel back. Lift up through the belly. Spin your left thigh bone in. Hands are gonna come to the waist. Lift your heart, bend the back knee and draw the left knee up towards your chest. And then take your left ankle and cross it over your right knee. Sit into your half chair. And keep the hands on the hips for a moment here. You're rooting back in space and also just giving that sense that both hips are in line. And it's sometimes easy to kind of shift over to the right and drop the left hip. See if you can work to find a parallel line to the floor, the two outer hips, trochanters. Then you could reach the hands forward. One breath here, inhale, softening in the neck and shoulder area. And then as you come to stand, draw your left knee up into your chest. You're gonna step it back into warrior two. Really wide, softening your expression, your gaze here, the eyes. And then let's take some of the pressure off of that front leg. So straightening and reaching up and back, inhale. And then exhale into your triangle pose, but reach both arms towards the front of the space. So it's not gonna be too deep into the front leg here. Keep the spine a little more diagonal than parallel to the floor. And then hands to the waist. Lift up through the torso and turn the right toes in. Pressing down through the pelvis, lift up. And then exhale, fold over. You can drag the hands down the backs of the legs and grab the heels. Crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands towards the center. And then around that front foot, turn the toes out, lift the back heel, Anjaneyasana, back knee comes down, lift through the pubic bone, lift the fingers. And then exhale, hands down, back toes tucked under, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches high, inhale, and then step it through, high lunge. Press into your feet to float the torso up. Inhale here. Exhale, so heart is gonna move forward. Keep the spine long and steady as you shift into your warrior three. Reach back through your through your right heel and through both fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to the waist, chest lifts, knee starts to draw up and forward. Ankle comes to the knee, turn out at the right hip and sit way back. Hands onto the hips. Just kind of give yourself that sensation of grounding down and back. Both hips in one line. Really deep flex on the outer foot of your right side. And then reach through your fingers. Find that length in the side body. Inhale. Maybe sit a little deeper as you exhale. Inhale, draw the right knee up and slowly step it back, pulling the bow open, moving into your warrior two, just for a breath. Straighten through the front leg, reach up and back, coming into your triangle with a little core work. So reaching through both sets of fingers, outward spiral of the left thigh. Breath in and breath out. Hands to the waist. Look down at your front foot, bend that knee, float your hands down to the ground and lift the back heel. Downward facing dog here. Breath in and breath out. Okay, pigeon pose on the right side. I'm going to slide your right shin forward. So, I'm going to stay high in our pigeon here so that we're really working with the drawing in action of that pelvic floor. So feeling quite a bit of lift. You're going to take your right hand to the right side, lift up through your left. So my back toes are tucked under. That helps me get a little bit of inner spiral of the back leg. So same arms that we've been doing, up and over to the right. And then let the hand find the back of the head and open up towards the ceiling. Now keep driving your left hip bone forward, right hip bone back. So there's a stabilizing action in the pelvis, even though we have this opening in the opposite spiral of the torso. And then left elbow towards the right knee. Stay high here. Keep widening the sacrum. Widen to both sides of your mat or other space. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, press into the connection with the mat and the earth underneath that to come up and let the hands go. Back down to the ground. So lift the back knee. Hover, lift the belly towards the lower spine, hover the right shin off the ground, and then come onto your outer edge of your left foot, and then step your right foot right in front of the left, coming into a side plank here. Lift the hips high, reach your right arm forward, inhale, and then exhale, you're gonna take the knee to the elbow, right knee to right elbow, hover. Grab the outside edge of the right foot, drop your right hip down, inhale. Exhale, lift through the belly to come back to a lunge. Look forward. And hands plant, downward facing dog. Starting again. So take your breath into downward dog. Feel the neutralizing of the spine. Reach back through the sitting bones and the tailbone. And so second side, left leg is going to slide forward, shin towards the front of your mat. And coming into this sort of active pigeon in the legs. So back toes are tucked under, back knee can help anchor you. Pull the left hip back and move the right hip forward, spiraling that thigh bone. And then reach up through the right side, left fingertips will find the floor. Right, so if you have a lot of flexibility in that left hip, you may be a little closer than I am to the ground. That is also fine. Find a place where your left fingers can have support with the floor before you reach up and over. Right, so it could be easy to kind of twist the hips off to the right here. See if you can keep pulling the left hip back and gliding the right hip forward as you take your side bend. Breathe in and out. And then let your head rest back into the palm of the hand and keep that work of the pelvis moving forward. So both hip points are aligning towards the front of your mat as you're opening, spiraling in the opposite direction towards the right. Breath in and exhale. You're going to take your right elbow in the direction of your left knee. Again, staying wide in the back of the pelvis, feeling the work in the hips, that left rotator really spiraling outwards. And then walk your hands back in front of you. Back toes are tucked under, back knee lifts. Plant the hands. We're going to draw the left knee up towards the left armpit. And then come onto your outer edge of your right foot, side plank, stacking the left foot right in front of the right. Shoulder right over the wrist. Reach up first. And then exhale, reach the arm forward. So make sure the weight is directly over the right wrist. Inhale, reach long. And then exhale, think elbow and knee come together. Little bit of core work, little bit of contraction. And then reach down and grab the outside edge of the left foot. Breathe here, working that outer hip down. And exhale, coming into a low lunge. Coming onto the toes. Breathe in, look forward, and exhale, take the hands down, and shift back to your downward facing dog. And set the knees down to the ground, one final back bend, so press into your shins. Come up, we'll just take a camel here to finish, opening the heart. Your fingertips are gonna press down on the tailbone, lift the pubic bone up, draw the inner elbows in. Really feel the connection of the shins down to the ground. And sending the pelvis down and forward. Draw the elbows in towards each other. Breath in. And breath out. Final breath in. And exhale. As you exhale, come up. up, spine. Sitting bones down to the heels. And just take your hands right onto the thighs. Close the eyes, breathe in. And just as we started, a little open mouth exhale, breathe out. Okay, thanks you guys. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for practicing.